Hello everybody, welcome to Passion Project episode 24, the speedrun and gaming variety show that encourages anyone and everyone in the speedrunning and competitive gaming communities to showcase their passion in games. If you've got your own passion project that you want to submit, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. You can find our submission forms there. You can submit whatever you're interested in. Whether that's grinding speedruns, learning and routing new categories, racing through randomizers and bingos, competing at high level, or breathing new life into a game in unconventional ways, Passion Project is the best place on Twitch to show the world what you love most in speedrunning and gaming. Tonight, I am your host, Church and Sarge. Amber is not here tonight, unfortunately. They will be returning in 2 weeks on the next episode. Tonight, I will be hosting for you. Before we get into our show tonight, just a few quick reminders. You can now join the official GDQ Discord and add the new Hotfix role, where you can keep tabs on any of our upcoming events, talk with staff and our showrunners, and more. You can use !Discord in Twitch chat for more information on that. Also, our annual Juneteenth celebration will be this upcoming June 22nd and 23rd. You can use !Juneteenth in Twitch chat to check out the schedule there. With all that said, we've got Diddy Race, and I'll hand it over to all of y'all and let y'all introduce yourselves.
Alright, hello everybody, I'm Obio. I'll be the runner today for this 100% showcase of Diddy Racing. And with me, I have the legendary Brandino, runner of 1000 game.
Hey, what's up? Run a lot of games, a couple of them being Diddy Kong Racing and Diddy Kong Racing DS. Big fans of those games, and Obio here. I'm excited to be here today to watch some 100% and some glitches.
Yeah, because after this, we'll have the glitch showcase after the runs. So if you want to see some cool stuff that you don't get to see in speedruns, you should definitely check that out as well. Alright, so I'm pretty much ready to go. So I'll count down and then we'll start on go. So 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so I guess why don't you explain to us what 100% is, Brandino?
Alright, so 100% in the game, there's... what makes this game interesting is that it's kind of like a collectible racing game. So in order to completely get everything, we need to get 47 golden balloons, complete all of the trophy races, and beat Wizpig. So that's going to require a lot of racing, coin races, and races against our friend Taj here.
Yeah, Taj, the evil mastermind of this game, as you're gonna see pretty soon. Not Wizpig, but if you've ever played this game but you haven't seen a speedrun, or maybe you haven't seen a speedrun in a very long time, I'm sorry that I'm about to destroy your childhood. This is the gameplay you're about to see is very different than what you would normally see from just playing the game normally. But
absolutely. As a speedrun, this game is quite intense. That is, it involves a lot of actions per minute in every vehicle. Like, there's a lot of things you need to be doing all at once, and the tech can be a bit overwhelming at times, especially in plane here. One thing to talk about in plane is that Obio is chaining, as you see, a lot of barrel rolls together to maintain a lot of speed, and while he's doing this, he's actually letting go of the accelerator, which is really interesting to think about for a racing game, in that the fastest way to go is to actually take your hand off the accelerator because your speed is relatively uncapped that way. You're going to be seeing that a lot, especially in every vehicle, going over boosts or anything, especially right here in car. So here we are in Jungle Falls. This is one of my favorite tracks in the game. It is super fast and also has a fantastic song.
yeah, as you see, there's a lot of mechanics that I'm doing right now, so we'll try to go through them one at a time, obviously. The main one is the boosting. So as you see, I am getting green boost, and that is done by releasing the A button whenever you are driving over a zipper, which is a little boost on the ground, or you're using a blue balloon, which also gives you a boost. And you do get stronger boost by releasing A as you use those boosts. Also, what I just did right there is a cutscene skip. So at the very end of the race, you have 1 frame window to use the pause button. And if you are on the right frame, you both get the completion from the race, but also you can just return to lobby, skipping a cutscene. And you have 40 of them to do in the run, and all of them are frame perfect.
And as far as I know, nobody has ever hit an all 40. I think the highest we've hit is 39.
Yeah, a few people got 39, but never 40 out of 40, unfortunately.
I mean, it is extremely difficult to be frame perfect 40 times in a row, especially this game is very laggy. You're gonna see it a lot throughout the game, but it really does affect a lot of the way the game plays, and it makes it different from time to time. So it can be really difficult to hit some of these, especially in laggier levels like Frosty Village, which we'll see later.
Yep. And now we collect our first key. So there's 4 hidden keys in this game, and they all open one of these doors, which does have a minigame in it. And the minigame does give you like a piece of the TT amulet, which we do need for 100%.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that as another important part of 100%. We're going to be grabbing parts of the TT amulet. We basically need to grab parts of the TT amulet and the boss amulet, which like opens up Wizpig's head in order to fight Wizpig. And fun fact about this game, which a lot of people might not know, is that, I mean, maybe not a lot of people, but a relative amount of people don't know, is that it has a whole end game in space. You know, maybe people who know this game are saying, like, of course that's in the game. But, like, actually a lot of people didn't know that. I know Trident Tail did not know that until he started speedrunning the game.
Yeah, one of our top runners doesn't even know, so...
So yeah, I'm just saying, it actually is interesting. I didn't know about Future Funland until way, way later after playing the game. So there's a lot of fun stuff like that.
Yep. And I guess
here we are.
To touch a little bit more on what I'm doing in car, one thing that you can't see on the screen, but I'm doing constantly is A-tapping. So when you are not in the boost state, so whenever you hit a zipper or a blue balloon, you want to be A-tapping at about 5 times a second. And by doing that, you do go a little faster than normal driving. And you also want to like ease into the rhythm after a boost. So like if you boost, you don't immediately go to 5 times a second. You do like slow taps at first, and then you slowly go up to 5. Then I was trying to do the first out of bounds here, which I failed, but I'm gonna do a little backup. Hopefully, oh, never mind. We'll do a lap 2.
Yeah, no, easy lap 2.
Yeah. Just missing the easiest out of bounds, is fine. Classic showcase right here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one of those things. Okay, we got this time.
So, there we go. So, underneath this water, which usually pushes you up, obviously the wall doesn't go very far down, so you can just like squeeze underneath it. And the reason you're able to do that is that when you're in the barrel roll state, the water physics don't actually apply to you until the barrel roll is complete. So if you have enough speed to get underneath the wall while you are in a barrel roll, then you can just fly out of bounds.
These are really good. You know, I love seeing the cutscene skips moving as fast as possible here. That one and the one in Fossil Canyon where you're like jumping super high straight into the goal. I love to see those.
Yep. And now we have probably one of the coolest trick, I guess you could say. But when you're a speedrunner, it's one of the most annoying ones. But yeah, there's this big guy we're supposed to race, and there's this big spiral that we're supposed to drift all around and get to the top. Actually, I don't want to do that, so...
So, what's going to happen here is that there's actually a checkpoint overlap. So, the way that, like, racetrack... Oh, okay, we're going to miss that, so we're going to have to go try again. But the way that races work in the game is essentially, like, certain... You know, you hit checkpoints in the race, and they tell the game that... Oh, okay, there we go, we got it. You hit certain checkpoints in the game, and they tell the game where you are, and they affect, like, how the game interprets a lap. And so, for whatever reason, when you go behind the goal here... There's an overlap causing 2 checkpoints to overlap on the same frame and on alternating frames rather. And if you get the right frame and drive away at the right time, it's a 50-50 chance, then you can end the race immediately. And that goes for both tricky races. And it makes Dino Domain a very reset heavy portion of the game due to the fact that it's like essentially a 50-50.
Yeah, it's a coin flip. If you get it first try, it's actually a 40-second time save, and you do it twice. So over driving normally, if you get double first try, you save 1:20 seconds, which is a massive amount in a game like this.
Yeah, it's I can't tell you how many times I've watched somebody have to reset over really bad tricky luck. And here we are in Fire Mountain. We're gonna grab a bit of a TT amulet.
So something that's very important to note here is I'm doing a very specific pattern to make the other CPUs do a specific pattern themselves. So basically, it's not up to luck what they do; it's up to what you're doing. Basically, their decision path to where to go depends on where you are at any moment. So by doing this, I can ensure that I can just get all 3 eggs really easily without them stealing them from me. And yeah,
there you go. So usually all they like kind of it's like a setup to get 3 eggs in the nest, and usually you want to save a missile to hit somebody going for your nest at the last moment. That's about how the manip works.
Yeah, and there's like some very important timings. Like between the first and second egg, you don't want to go too fast. Also, when the second CPU puts when you go for the second egg and the CPU puts it in the nest, there's like a certain amount of time where you actually cannot grab the egg. So that's why I was like right behind him. And I actually waited a little bit to go get the egg, because otherwise you just fly through and you don't get the egg. So there's like a lot of going on in that mini game to do it fast. But yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it's all of the mini games in this game are actually quite difficult to do at a high level correctly. Especially, in my opinion, Darkwater Beach is absolutely the hardest.
Yeah, Darkwater Beach is very RNG, even with the manip.
One of the unique things about this game is the coin races. So in order to progress in like the adventure mode here, we're gonna have to complete 4 more races, but we have to collect 6 coins and finish in first. Or 8 coins, I think, sorry.
Yep.
But they're all over the map in relatively difficult spots, but Obio effortless with it. Ooh, as I hit the wall, sorry.
Minus going into the wall there, but yep.
That's a commentator's curse. I'll take the hit there.
Yeah, Jungle Falls is a splendid meme to walls. So one thing you'll see a lot in this round, well, hopefully not a lot, but the physics can be a bit wonky sometimes, especially on like bumps, and sometimes it kind of like sends you in random directions. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't happen too much. But yeah, right now we're just kind of collecting the silver coins, redoing the tracks. One thing to know, which we haven't mentioned yet, is you've probably been seeing me going out of my way to get some bananas. This game kind of works a little bit like Mario Kart, where if you get 10 bananas, you do get more speed than if you have a 0. Each banana individually gives you speed, but unlike Mario Kart, it is actually quite powerful in this game. I do believe it is 2.5% speed and acceleration per banana. So at 10, you do go a lot faster than 0.
Oh yeah, it is a noticeable difference.
Alright.
But yeah, we still have to hit those cutscene skips even in the coin races. The only time we don't have to worry about cutscene skips are going to be in trophy races, but for essentially 8 races in each world, we have to worry about cutscene skips. And it is, especially in Dino Domain, it's a much bigger loss if you get the first cutscene.
Yeah, so you might have noticed I actually had to watch the cutscene in Fire Mountain at the end. And so that cutscene of Tash going to you to present you the balloon or the prize or whatever you just got is actually unavoidable, because you cannot cutscene skip mini games. So even if you cutscene skip every single track in the game, when you get to the mini game, you'll have to watch it there. I guess it is avoidable in any percent because you do not do the mini games in any percent, but in 100% you have to watch a cutscene no matter what. But watching it in Fire Mountain, oh, I missed the point. Watching it in Fire Mountain is actually 2 seconds faster than watching it in the race. So it's better to skip all 4 tracks at the start of the run, get the cutscene in Fire Mountain, the first minigame, and then yeah, so you save like 2 seconds there. And as you see, if you don't get the pause first try, you can just re-pause and get it.
And I was gonna say that it is difficult too, because that's like a frame buffered repause. That is not easy to do. So that's really cool to see.
Yeah, it's not like you're Ocarina of Time where you have a lot of time to repress. You have to like repress really quickly here.
And so with Hot Top Volcano, what's interesting about some of the plane tracks is that like there's a lot you're like, especially with the ones out of bounds, you're afforded a lot of creativity in the way you choose to do your route. So you can actually like, there are a lot of routes in this level that will like go out of bounds before grabbing the final 3 coins, and I think that might be slightly faster, but that's what's interesting about a lot of these plane tracks that have out of bounds.
Yeah.
Is that especially in the coin races, there's a lot of creativity in the way you can approach.
I know we talked about barrels earlier, but as you see, like when you have a very long straight, you can just like chain them and go really fast, which is why we're going out of bounds. Because there's no obstacle, you're just in the void. So, but
all we're doing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say all we're doing in the plane sections we go out of bounds is like essentially going between 2 checkpoints on the map that tell the race, hey, we're here, now we're here, now we're here, now we're here, and it just like keeps updating the race really quickly. It's so much faster than doing the entire track. We're making like one line up and down.
Yes,
essentially.
yeah, because you can't just like go in circle at the finish line and get the laps. You need to check till you hit the key checkpoints, and depending on tracks, it's more tricky than others. No pun intended. As we're racing tricky. Okay, not very lucky with the skip, unfortunately, but that's fine. Oh, I mean, a double second try. It's not too bad.
No, that really isn't.
All right, and now don't freak out. We're gonna reset here. Skip the after boss cutscene. There's gonna be quite a few resets in the run. Yeah, a reset in this marathon? What are you doing? No. Yeah, we're gonna be doing quite a few resets after bosses, because when you beat the boss, obviously there's like the winning little fanfare you have to sit through, and then there's the whole cutscene with the boss. It's just the route works out so that when you can, there's a few places where it's just faster to essentially reset the console. You have to be careful though, because the boss saves that the boss gets saved on the second frame you beat the race. Well, after you beat the race, which is why we can't cutscene skip, because the cutscene skips only work on frame 1. So we have to wait for at least frame 2 and then reset the console, and the progress has been saved. So.
And here we're racing Taj in the car race, so we're gonna have to do 3 of these in order to gain all the balloons around the map. There's gonna be a car race, a hover race, and a plane race. But the car race is one nice circle around the map, and you see that Obayo's gonna cut it nice and short, straight through the center. You gotta be careful. If you do that a little too wide, then it'll actually reset the race, and Taj will just stop, and you have to like go back to him and restart the race.
If you're too slow as well, it doesn't work. You have to get in the middle in a certain amount of time. But yeah, one thing to note there is when you're not boosting, drifting is usually faster. But when you boost, you don't want to drift usually, because it kills your speed more. It's a weird thing where, oh my god, I'm super blocked by the CPUs. Oh my god. Okay.
Diddy won't leave you alone right now. He said it's my game.
My game, get out of here, TT. But yeah, essentially, when we're boosting and stuff, we're going so much faster than your regular, holding A speed, right? That there's a lot of things like holding A that actually kills your speed when you're boosting, so you don't want to do it, which is why we're not, using A all that much during the run, only when we really need it. And same thing with drifting is that it has a property where when you are slower, when you're like not going faster than your top A speed or going at that speed, it helps you go faster. But if you're going really fast with a boost, it actually drags your speed down because it's starting to give you a certain value. So, and that value that value happens to be lower. So,
very complex speed mechanics in this game, especially at a high level. Even like when you start to factor in lag, like there's so much to know about the way. Nice. That is one of the most difficult cutscene skips due to the amount of lag that this level generates. So that was awesome. So Snowball Valley here, this is one of the shorter levels in the game. One thing that's interesting about DKR, I think, is there's like a lot of levels that you can complete in under a minute. Like, especially Snowball Valley here, like extremely short laps.
Even with getting the key, like you can easily get sub 1.
Yeah, so that's an important strat there. You want to like hit the wall with just enough speed that you can bounce out, change direction, and then boost away from it. That's a relatively difficult strat to hit.
So the valley is very bumpy. Kind of hard to go straight there. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow of like what the game does to the carts.
Yeah, that's what makes this game so difficult. Is that like there's so much reacting to just how the game treats the car. Oh my god.
Yeah, so far I think we're what 10 out of 10 cutscene skips. I don't think I missed one.
Yeah, all of them so far.
I mean,
let's not jinx it though.
I probably just jinxed it, but you know, I mean, I'll miss one at some point, surely.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I feel like it's better to keep that mindset because it's just so difficult. Like it's hard to make sure you can get them all. So
Also,
you gotta always like give it your all.
Also, this is probably the craziest strat if I can do it properly. I don't even know if you know the strat I do here.
I don't know the strat, but one of my favorite things to talk about with this level, Everfrost Peak, is that with correct plane mechanics, you can complete this entire level with only a single A press at the very beginning of the level. And then if you're very good at chaining boosts and barrel rolls, you can complete this level in just that single A press without any more. That's what's so cool about this game, and the fact that a lot of the time is spent with your hand off the accelerator, is that you end up in really cool plane stuff like that. And you know, it's a treat to watch Obio here because he absolutely is one of the best plane players and goes for the absolute riskiest plane movement whenever possible. So you're really getting like a masterclass in plane here. And Everfrost Peak is just one of the most beautiful levels at a high level.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Never gets old.
But yeah,
that was awesome.
But yeah, when you can chain like all the boosts on every lap, you go so unbelievably fast on that track, and it's actually really hard to like get all this ground zippers and everything, and not mess up, not bonk on anything. Like it's actually so incredibly difficult. I only know of like one other person that does the strat that I do on that track, which is Stride and Tell, which is another absolutely fantastic runner of DKR.
Yeah, huge shout outs to Trident Tail. One of 100%'s best runners ever, and one of its most dedicated runners. Love that guy. Walrus Cove here is a really cool level too. A lot of tricky movement because this level has a really weird geometry, and ideally you want to go really fast while like taking tight turns, but there's so many jumps that you have to worry about here that like send your vehicle in the wrong direction if you're not like absolutely sure of your angle.
Yeah, especially the end section can be very tricky with the ice. So if you end up on the ice on this level, it's kind of like a trampoline in a way, but like it kills all your momentum and you do like little bounces on the ice. It's really bad, so you don't want to touch the ice at all.
Oh yeah, huge time loss. Nice.
12 out of 12.
All right. Yeah, and then now we're gonna go face the second boss in the game, Bluey the Walrus.
Yeah, I'm gonna try a little wide strat here. I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about, but...
Oh, I think I do, but I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah, so there's a... Well, first of all, this is like the first time we see hover in the run, I think, actually.
It is, yeah. It is the first time we're going to see the hover vehicle.
So one thing you'll see is that hovercraft is all about snaking, which is this like left to right pattern. Because if you do that while holding the R button, you actually gain speed. And if you just keep going back and forth, you can abuse it. But yeah, right now I'm gonna try to do a little skip here. We'll see if it works.
Yeah. Alright.
No. Okay, that's fine.
Oh.
So it is possible to get over that wall and cut the corner, and if you do it properly, you save like half a second. So it's really not useful, but it's really cool. But I barely was a bit too low to go over the wall. It's failed, unfortunately.
That is such an awesome strat. Yeah, that's Bluey out of bounds that he was going for. Yeah, minor swag strat, but really cool. I think casually, a lot of people probably aren't huge fans of hover, But in a speed run, hover has such a high skill ceiling. It's one of my favorite vehicles personally. I think it is my favorite vehicle. You can do so much with the hover vehicle, and quite honestly, it's not seen much in the default runs, like for all trophy races and any percent and 100%. Like, it is definitely like the vehicle you use the least. So hover is really seen the most in ILs and in like smaller categories.
Yeah, it's really weird because in the, like you said, in the amateur mode is the least used one, but when you go from level to level in the track menu, you can actually choose vehicles which are not, the default one, and the hover is actually the only one of the three that is usable on every track. So it gets a lot of use in time trials and ILs, but when it comes to the actual speedruns, it's not used so much.
Yeah, and hover is really, really cool vehicle if you get a chance to use it at a high level. I think there are some excellent strats here. You're going to get to see a little bit of the swaggy movement with hover here, but the snaking really, I think, lends itself to some really cool visual movement.
Yeah, and while you're snaking, by the way, you have to also A-tap. So I'm doing this left and right with my left hand, and then I'm also A-tapping about 5 times a second with my right hand. So there's a lot going on here, and obviously you need to steer properly, follow the lines. And then when you go into actual hover tracks with like balloons and, lots of turns and tech to do, it becomes quite a challenge, honestly. There's like a lot going on in hover.
And worth noting that you lapped Podge there.
Yep.
Completely. And that's the hover challenge out of the way. And we're going to take a break. And I know we haven't finished Snowflake Mountain, but I kind of want to go to the beach now.
Yeah, a little vacation to the beach.
All right, Sherbet Island. This is really where hover is going to be used probably the most across the whole run.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. An island, right, surrounded by water. You would expect hover to be used quite a bit here. But the first track is actually a car track, and this is one, if I can get the ball rolling here, is kind of crazy.
Oh. Let's go.
Yeah, when you chain these zippers, it's very satisfying. Oh, but if you miss the balloon like I just did, which is kind of easy to do actually, then you cannot chain the end very as fast. So hopefully I get a tap 3.
This is a level that I think is really cool to watch as like a viewer, but like as a runner, it is an extremely frustrating level. Actually getting all these successive boost chains can be quite annoying sometimes.
Yeah, it is incredibly difficult. All right, now for what I think is probably the coolest hover track. You'll see a bunch of boosting and stuff here.
I personally love this track. Maybe that's just me. Pirate Lagoon here. This is a really cool hover track. Lot of really difficult movement in order not to hit a lot of the walls. There's so many sharp turns you have to make here, and that jump at the end can be so unkind sometimes.
Oh wow, I went underneath the zipper.
Oh, unfortunate.
The game doesn't want me to show the speed.
Woo! I love that boost through the tunnel there.
Yep.
But yeah, a lot of very tight and difficult turns throughout this level.
Oh, come on, Crunch.
Crunch. Yeah, Crunch is very rude sometimes, unfortunately.
Gator block. Okay, I've got it.
Wow. Oh my god.
I'm actually somewhat surprised I got the cutscene skip because usually I do it full speed with the boost. And it's kind of weird, but like when you're used to doing it at a certain speed, it's like easier. But then when you miss the boost and you have to do it slower, it's I don't know for you, but for me, I feel like it's harder for some reason. But
oh yeah, no. It is like, I think what's nice about when you're like boosting into it is that you can kind of let go of the control stick for a second and like pause the game. But if you're not boosting, you kind of really have to be very conscious of control stick movement the entire time.
Yeah,
that's what really makes the difference. And here we are on Crescent Island, so we're going to need to grab the key here, and it's in a very strange spot, to say the least.
Yep. You can get it on either lap 2 or lap 3, doesn't really matter. I usually do lap 3, but
I think the idea behind where the key is that you're supposed to go back into the level with hover, maybe, because as you're gonna see here, to get the key, we're gonna drive into the water, which is maybe not the most. I don't know. I don't know if they meant for you to do that. It's not very easy to do.
Yeah, definitely. And one little thing I did there, which some of you might have catched, if you are in a car in water and you drive next to a wall with like a slight angle into the wall, you actually go a little faster. So
that. Oh, I want to say too, the boost at the end of Crescent Island is one of the most difficult boosts in my opinion. In order to like completely hit the boost and then weave through that rock formation on like the right side, it's quite difficult.
Oh yeah, I was practicing earlier and I kept getting stuck on the corner all the time. Like it's actually really hard.
One small variation in your angle and you can smack straight into a wall. Oh, and worth mentioning, at the beginning of each race, Obio is actually pausing and resetting because it's slightly faster than watching the race intro cutscene.
Yeah, the first time you ever see a track in adventure mode, you always have to watch it, but you can just skip it. And then when you re-enter, you can just like press A and go right to the race.
Whale Bay here, this is another kind of short track, but really technical track. Getting onto the boat with a lot of speed can be really difficult sometimes because of the way that you jump onto the whale. And getting your correct boost chains here can also be quite difficult. But Obio making it look effortless here. Let's... Oh, nice.
That was a really good time.
Oh my god, yeah. Wait, I need to... I want to go back and see what the time is on the VOD on Twitch, because that was fast.
Yeah, maybe someone in chat caught the time, but yeah, it was like a 42 or 43. It was really fast. So I'm really happy about that one. But yeah, it's really easy to not get a good time on it because the very last balloon, as you saw, like it would take the zipper and then you kind of have to like blindly turn into the balloon to get it and chain. So it's like actually incredibly easy to miss. But thankfully I got it all 3 lap, which is, I would say it doesn't happen all that often. Probably like 1/4 of my whalebay will get all the balloon on all 3 laps. So that was really good.
All right, here we are in the bane of every casual player, Bubbler. This octopus is extremely difficult casually, especially with all the traps he lays everywhere. But to a speedrunner, it's nothing. We're gonna grab 3 balloons across this race in order to do... we don't always do this. It's worth mentioning that in a scenario where you have a lot of balloons available to you, it's usually gonna be faster to single boost. And by single boost, I mean grab 1 balloon, boost into another balloon, and then grab that balloon and single boost again. You can get more mileage out of that than, say, a double boost. But in this level, we're going to grab all 3 balloons, stack them, and do a super boost at the end with each triple balloon. One of the only times in the run we're going to really do that.
Yeet. Well, yeah, something we do, you might have noticed too, is when you're boosting and hover, you actually want to like snake extremely fast. So you hold like up, you go from like up left to up right really fast. And it actually like extends your boost speed a little bit. So yeah, that's something you do when you boost, and in that straight line, it's like really important to gain some time. All right,
so much tech in this game to get used to.
There's a lot of tech that you wouldn't think about, but you know, some of it is like literally invisible if you don't see it.
Yeah, it can take a bit of like labbing with this game to really understand, but it is quite deep when you really get into it. Like there's so much to the speed in this game in order to maintain a lot of it. And here we are in the plane challenge. So this is the last of the 3 Taj challenges. And we're basically flying the same route as the hover challenge here, but we get to take some really, really tight turns and head through this upper loop instead of taking that like that little cave path.
Yeah.
Worth noting, in the DS version, of which I am an avid runner and avid supporter, they actually added more Taj challenges across the map and moved some of the balloons that you can normally collect here. So it's kind of funny, like the differences between the versions sometimes when I look at that.
Yeah, speaking of versions, I guess you guys might be wondering why I'm playing on the Japanese version. Like, does it matter? Is it text or whatever? Well, it's not text, but there is a glitch coming up in like a few minutes, which only works on 2 versions. It works on Japanese, and it works on specifically US 1.1 as well. But first we have to go through this trophy.
The way you drove into that, oh my god.
Yeah, sometimes you just kind of get tilted on the podium there. But yeah, also another thing I don't think we've really mentioned is like, how are you playing the clock right at the start of the run?
Oh, that's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one thing that's nice about this game is that when you unlock characters, you're able to use them after erasing your 100% file, like in a new 100% file. So, I guess you could say that the runs that we do are kind of new game plus. But TT is just overall such a fast character, and so much is possible because of his speed that it's generally like very it's. If you want to go fast, you should use TT.
Yeah, it just makes like connecting zippers way easier. And the thing is like, the more speed you have in like boosts and on a boost, the more you usually get from the boosts. Like it just kind of stacks. So when you have a character like TT, which goes really fast and has really strong boosts, like the more you chain them together, like it's kind of like, I don't know how exactly to explain it, but it really like stacks up compared to the other runners. Also, yeah, sometimes that happens. You know, when we were talking about
excellent collision.
Yeah, when we were talking about funky physics earlier, that's what I was talking about. Like sometimes you just drive slightly wrong on a bump, and then you'll end up like, you'll end up like up sideways or like stuck in the ground for a little bit, and then all your momentum goes away. It's really fun.
Yeah, the car harnesses the power of like cartoon physics sometimes. It just bounces all around the map. And a really cool trick in this level worth mentioning is called Canyonless. So I guess it's worth mentioning too, we don't name a lot of movement in this game, but we do name Canyonless. And that's the trick that you just saw there where Obayo grabbed a blue balloon, hit the zipper, and then boosted over the canyon. It saves a little bit of time. I'm not even sure how much, but it's really cool. Quite a swag strat. And like I said, we don't name a lot of strats. It's actually quite difficult to do. The movement to grab the balloon and then swing straight into the zipper. Like, I've barely been able to do that, to be honest. Like, it is difficult.
Yeah, it's a lot of, like, really fast input with your fingers. You have to be really quickly, like, drift into one position, then drift the other way. Then you have to, like, angle properly on top of that so you can, like, use the balloon efficiently to, like, jump up the big hill. So there's, like, a lot going on right there.
But that was an excellent Jungle Falls. That was like a 38. That was so good.
All right, and
Even
now
with hitting
the
the wall.
Japanese trick that I was talking earlier, or oh my god, nice balloon. Something that happens.
Classic.
Yep, classic. So we're gonna go out of bounds, and we're actually gonna fly in a very specific spot here, and there's actually a warp, and that warp will put us in Dragon Forest lobby. There's actually multiple outcome of where you get warped, but this is the most common one. And then what we're gonna do, and bear in mind, we warped out of a trophy race. So if you didn't catch it, we entered a trophy race to get the golden trophy, but we warped out of it. So the game right now thinks that we are in a trophy race, even though we are just driving around in the overworld.
Yeah, if he pauses the game right now, you'll see that the pause menu is the one that you get in a trophy race, which just shows like unpause or exit. Normally you're given a few more options.
Yeah.
But we're still in the trophy race, so that means that if we can win this mini game, we win the trophy race, even though it's not part of the race.
Yep. And normally there's a super cool strat, but I messed up, so the backup is just to camp the balloon. And
Camping is a legitimate strategy.
Yep. This is actually like maybe like what 10 seconds slower than the proper strat, but if you don't do this as a backup, you'll lose even more. So
what's cool about that warp, yeah, it's just there's a loading zone just chilling right under the start right there.
Oh, what?
Oh, where is that going?
I don't know. It wanted to go to the moon, apparently.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That was like some Sonic Adventure 2 something right there,
Yeah.
you know? Like going straight for the moon.
The cool thing with the homing that is worthy to note is that you don't even have to to see the enemy on your screen. So let's say you're like turning around and TT is facing towards the camera. If there's someone in front of TT, the missile will actually go to that person. Like, it's basically looking for someone in front of TT and not in front of the camera, which is pretty nice. But yeah, so now we won the minigame, but we're still technically in a trophy race state. So what we can do here is, you know, damage ourselves a little bit. And then we can finish in 4th. Now, the game is still looking for the 4th race. So instead of just losing and doing nothing, it gives us the 4th place in the last trophy race. And then we get enough points for the 1st place and we get the golden trophy. So that is called trophy storage.
And yeah, that's now our trophy for Sherbet Island.
Yeah.
Even though it's the Dino trophy that you saw in the cutscene.
So the cutscene that is queued is the one where we start, which is Dino trophy. But the actual one we got is Sherbet. So because essentially the way it works is to award the trophy, it looks at the last track that you've played. In this instance was a minigame, Darkwater Beach. It looks at which world it is from, in this case Sherbet. So it looks, oh, this trophy must be for Sherbet, and then it gives you the trophy for that world. So.
And now we got some coin races to do because we are not done in Sherbet Island. Oh my gosh, another cutscene skip.
Yeah, we're like 17 for 17 right now, gaming. This is actually like one of my best run cutscene skip wars, I think. Like this, I'm actually kind of happy about that. It doesn't happen often that I get that many. Like in a row at the start.
Yeah, no, it's especially in some of these laggy levels, it can be really, really difficult. Especially considering like you had some like movement issues the first time you did Pirate Lagoon, you're still able to get the cutscene skip. Like that's hard.
Hopefully I can get a good zipper here.
I love Pirates Lagoon. It's one of my favorite songs in the game.
Unfortunately, this track is not really nice to me right now. I'm not getting the strong boost that I want to do the full like chain, but
yeah, unfortunate. But luckily, got all of our coins.
If I wasn't blocked by Banjo, I would have had it, but yeah.
This is one of those tracks where enemies dump a lot of items, like all over the map. Any level that has like oil slicks in it, it can be really challenging. Like enemies will just drop stuff all over the map.
Alright, Christian Island. This one is it's probably one of my least favorite because you have to go right side first, that one coin in the caves, which means you skip the boat zipper on the left side and then it's just a lot slower. And you also have like the ship one that you're about to see in a few seconds, which is really annoying to get.
Yeah.
You have to get up here and then you have to fall in this little hole in the ship here, and yeah, it's just...
You can miss that coin.
Yeah, it is possible to miss. So you have to go up again, and it's very fun.
The thing about these coins is that sometimes the hitboxes are so extremely generous, it's like, oh wow, thank you. And other times, they're so small, it's like, why can't I hit this coin? I'm like right on top of it.
Famously, there's like one in the hot tub volcano, which you can fly directly in the middle, and you won't grab it sometimes for some reason. It's really weird. But then you like barely in the range, and you'll grab it. It's really weird. Hitboxes are very weird in this game.
Ship movement can be really difficult in this game because of the way that you have to like sharp turn throughout the ship.
Alright, one last race.
Yeah, almost done in Sherbet Island here.
So we didn't get to see it on the first race, but this one is usually a little slower. So I think lap 3 I'll be able to show the whale jump. Because the way the whale works is that when you get closer to it, it starts going out of the water to make kind of a bridge to the ship, right? And if you're really fast on lap 3, it doesn't go up. But if you're slow, the CPUs have time to get to it, and they can trigger the well to go up, and so you can like kind of jump out of the water. And I think I'm a little too fast. Yeah, sadly. It's kind of weird to say sadly I was too fast, but like when you're a little slower there. Oh, well, that was really lucky. Okay.
Wow.
I got slowed down by the buoy there, but yeah.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, when you're like a second slower, what will happen is that the well will go up because of the CPU in second place, and then you can just boost off the well and get like a mega jump over the ship, and it's really cool.
And our friend Bubbler back for more. This time, we only have 2 balloons at our disposal instead of 3.
Yeah, so we're just gonna be stacking level 2s instead of level 3.
That's like the big and like I guess he drops like bubbles that you gotta watch out for.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the thing about Butler and just all bosses in general, well, I guess mostly Butler, but and Smokey too, the dragon boss we're gonna see later. The fireballs and the items that they throw on the track, it's always exactly in the same spot. So once you've learned the pattern, it's pretty easy to just know where to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't have to deal with like, oh, where is the bubble gonna be this time? Which is not, it's always in that spot. So.
Yeah, definitely one of those things that like it's like you watch it if you've ever played this game casually, as a child, and you're like, how is he making it so easy? Like we basically can lap Bubbler with good enough movement. Because there he is, right there.
I don't know if you can lap him on the second race because of the one less balloon. I don't know if I've ever seen someone do that, but I would not be surprised if someone like Leah or Ponytail have done that. But
yeah, it is hard to lap some of the bosses. Like Wizpig 1 is a notoriously difficult boss to actually lap.
Yeah, shout out for Mr. Ponytail for lapping. I don't know if he's still the only person to ever lap Wizpig 1. Maybe Tarzan also did it, but it's notoriously difficult.
Shout out to our time trial community. We have an awesome time trial community in Diddy Kong Racing at this website, dkr64.com, where you can start submitting time trials and join the fun today. You get points and everything. It's really cool.
Or you can do speedruns like I'm doing right now, and obviously that's on speedrun.com, but we have a pretty dedicated community of runner, and you can find the Discord on either sites. You want to, take part in our little fun that we have here.
Yeah, Diddy Kong Racing is an awesome community. One of my favorite things about our time trial community is that every Sunday we get an update on the website from one of our runners, Andy Panther, who always gives a funny little blurb, an update about what were the runners up to this week, what were the times submitted, and giving everybody some shout outs. And it is just awesome. There's a lot of love to go around in the community. And if you like that, you should come join us.
Yeah, be part of the code. The Diddy Kong Racing code. But
One of us.
Yeah, one of us.
Exactly.
But so right now you've probably noticed I went back into Dino and started another trophy. And if you're thinking, oh, is he gonna do trophy storage again? You are right.
You mean this isn't the Dino trophy?
Yeah, I mean not now. We're not there yet. But yeah, so for all the trophies which are not the Dino trophy itself, it's actually faster to do trophy storage for, I guess the main reason being the tracks in Dino Domain are a lot shorter. So you're essentially substituting long tracks from other world for way faster tracks in this world. And then as your fourth track, you get to choose whatever is the fastest, because you can just, since you're warping out, you get to choose where you go to complete the trophy. So it just makes it like a lot faster.
And an interesting thing about the warp is that there are several places that it can put you. The most common is the Dragon Hub World in car. A rare variant is Overworld in plane. And a rare variant, but one that is necessary for the any percent run, is the Dragon Hub World in plane. Because in Dragon Hub World in plane, you're able to fly out. You're not normally supposed to be in plane in that hub world, so you can fly out of bounds and go into one of the levels. I think Haunted Woods, which is the fastest, and you can get into that level without having the balloons necessary to use it. So it saves a lot of time.
Yeah.
But it's super rare RNG.
It's actually really useful in 100% too, because you can do the boss early, which has some pretty cool consequences. So hopefully we get it in this run.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. But you never really know. And if you get Overworld Warp, then sometimes it's faster. You know, Dragon Car.
Yeah, so this is the number one. So this one is about 75% of the time. And then the other two we talked about, which is Overworld in plane or Dragon Forest in plane, they're both about 12.5%. Those are not like super like precise metrics. It's just about what we observed in the community. Like,
yeah, it's like a rough measurement.
Yeah.
But we're gonna finish it out in Snowflake Mountain here. So this level, again, there's a very, very specific strat that Obayo is going to be going for here. You see that he turned around at the very beginning, but now we're going to run into a wall, grab this balloon, and start camping on this spot, shooting down every NPC in the area with homing balloons. If this goes right, and if we did everything correctly, they should all be following us right around here, and Obayo's just going to pelt them with balloons.
The CPUs did not do what they were supposed to do.
Unfortunate. We're gonna have to follow them around. All right, now where's Bumper?
Oh, he's at the top back. No, he's at the bottom. Okay, this is like worst case scenario right here. Normally, if you do it properly, all the CPUs, they line up and you can finish this in like, what, 25 seconds or something? But yeah, this is the best.
You know what? Good. That was a really good backup.
Yeah, as far as backup goes, this was pretty much the nicest I've ever had it go, so...
Yeah, being able to still camp on a spot and shoot down Bumper, that was ideal.
Yeah, but the strat that I did where so one thing I guess we didn't really touch on is that for whatever reason, it is possible to go backwards at the start of the race, the minigame, before it actually tells you to go. Something that we noticed a random casual player doing, and that led to a strat which is almost 100% consistent, but obviously this is a showcase, so it didn't work, where you can just kill all the CPUs at the top. But yeah, not too bad. So now we do the trophy storage again. We purposely get 4 to get the trophy for Snowflake.
And yeah, now we've gotten the Snowflake trophy. And since we're here, we might as well do some coin races, right?
Yep. And coming up is Frosty Village coin, which I think for most casual, they really struggle with this one. But this
is a very difficult coin.
But I love it personally. But
oh yeah, I think Frosty Village it's like one of those difficult but really fun levels. Like one of the more difficult car tracks to do optimally, for sure. But slick movement with it right here,
yep.
Grabbing as many coins as you can,
and getting
avoiding jumping into the water.
Yeah, if you clip the water there, you lose all your speed, and I was very close to it, but just enough to get the coin and keep my speed.
Frosty Village, also one of my favorite tracks of music in the game.
Yeah, those Christmas vibes.
Oh yeah, no. Rareware games in the N64 era loved their Christmas levels. This game in Banjo-Kazooie, it's like, oh my god. Oh, and
nice.
Wow.
Alright, this one, because of the coin placement, you actually have to go to the right side, which is a little slower than the left one, but we have to grab the coins, so...
Worth mentioning that Snowball Valley coins will always make me think of the DKR randomizer.
Oh god.
Because I once witnessed, so the DKR randomizer, as you might imagine, randomizes many things about the Diddy Kong Racing video game, including the vehicle you're in, the fact if it's a coin race or non-coin race, the fact if it's Adventure or Adventure 2, which changes your coin locations and mirrors the map, and the number of laps that you do. And one night, I witnessed everybody in a community DKR 100% randomizer race get extremely stumped by Snowball Valley playing Adventure 2 coins 1 lap. And that's such a mouthful to say, but it was an absolute nightmare of epic proportions to watch people have to go through it. So Snowball Valley coins will always make me think of that.
We actually, me and Ben, Dale or Ben, shout out to Ben, we actually did rando for a passion project like a few months back, and we had like that but with car, and it was also very difficult. If you want
Shout out to the DKR randomizer. That is a really cool project that has been gaining a lot more traction lately, and the community does like races and stuff of it here and there.
Oof. Yeah.
You never want to hit walls in plane because you lose like all your speed immediately, and you have to slowly gain it all back up while grabbing the accelerator, which really, like, the accelerator really limits you when you have to use it.
Yeah, so plane is definitely the most high risk, high reward. Like, you can get insane time and speed when playing, but like as you see, like you do one mistake in the wall and it's pretty much like 5-second gone right there. For like one mistake.
Yeah, it's really, really bad.
It's brutal.
Everfrost Peak has a variant in all 3 vehicles, and all 3 of them are awesome, by the way.
Alright, one last point race for Snowflake. This one, similarly to Snowball Valley, we're kind of forced to go on the slower path at the end.
Yeah,
because of the
coin
placement. Yeah. Which always feels a little bad, but you know, not too terrible. So we need to get close to the ice here, and obviously we don't want to touch the ice at all. Also, if you're wondering when I'm like sticking to the right in the loop, it's actually like gives you slightly less lag to do that.
Yeah, lag strats are really important in this game. As we've mentioned before, it's quite laggy, so anything you can do to reduce the amount on screen or just to like keep you... Sometimes lag is kind of helpful too. That's the thing. This game's all over the place about it.
Yeah, there's like zippers where you want to extend your speed to reach the next zipper to do boost chains, and like the extra lag actually helps a lot. But then there's other spots where lag actually kills your speed. You don't get as much speed from the boosts, and the other boost is really close, so you get less speed overall. It's really weird. Also, I think I'm like 24 for 24 skips or something right now. Or 20 for 20. I have a lot of skips right now.
Yeah, this is a lot.
I haven't missed one yet. Yeah, this is not typical of me.
we're really playing with fire by saying we haven't missed anything yet.
I mean, yeah, I told you I'm gonna miss one at some point.
Yeah. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our best here. And speaking of doing our best, we got Bluey 2. Not too much different from the first time over. Just again, less boosts available across the map.
Yeah, so we don't have like the first 2 balloon on the second race, so I can't unfortunately go for the swag strat. You pretty much have to hit it on the first race or you don't have it, so.
Yeah, some of the strats are really difficult in this game because it's just like you kind of got one chance for it.
There's a little thing you can do here though. If you get squished by the snowball and the hover, I don't know if you quite saw it, but it gave me like a little boost forward as it rolled over me. So yeah, a little and it'll help here from the snowball. Normally in car, you become like a pancake and it slows you down. But in hover, it's actually helpful most of the time.
Yeah, it's really nice. Snowball gives you a bunch of speed.
Yep. All right.
And so if I'm right, we have completed Dino, Sherbet, and Snowflake Mountain, which means that there's only one left.
Not quite Dino, but soon.
Oh, that's right.
Because we haven't quite done the actual Dino Domain trophy yet. Oh, not Diddy. And so we have to do that, and we're actually gonna do it now. We could technically have done it earlier. Optimally, the Dino trophy has to be done before either the Snow, Sherbet, or Dragon trophy. It doesn't really matter where in the run, but it has to be before one of those three. So now we're about to do the Dragon one, and we already done the other two, so it's the last time we can do it and not lose time, like route-wise.
It's really convenient to be able to do trophy storage so much. Like, it's very nice. Saves a lot of time.
Yeah. I mean, the thing...
Some of these later trophy races are so much longer.
Yeah, they're very long. And the thing, too, is, like, I have to travel to the next world anyway. And there's a very high likelihood that I'm going to warp into the world that I need to go to as well. So...
exactly. So it's pretty beneficial overall.
Yeah.
Although you say that, and this is when you get overworld or something silly.
This is where the one warp we're about to do here on the next trophy storage is the one where getting overworld actually doesn't save you time but loses you time. So and it's 12%. So obviously we're gonna get it to lose time because that's a showcase. It has to happen.
Yeah, exactly. The RNG is rigged against us here. It's set to marathon mode.
It knows. It always knows.
Exactly.
Oh, for sure.
A really cool strat here in Fossil Canyon is that, kind of boost hop into the canyon. Or not into the canyon, into the little cave at the beginning there. That is relatively difficult to do because you kind of have to hit the slope at the right angle in order to get the full amount of height and then fall before you smack into the top of the tunnel. So that's actually quite a difficult strat. This level is full of really, really difficult strats that are made harder by the fact that the car bounces every which way.
Yeah, it was also a pretty clean Fossil Canyon at 56.
Great, yeah.
That was really, really good.
Yeah. One nice thing, I guess, is that you end up playing these levels so much throughout a run that you get quite good at them. And it's if you do any percent, you're just doing this, a bunch. So, yeah, just to talk a little bit about the any percent run. So, the way that any percent works is that you get enough balloons so that you can make it into Sherbet and Snowflake Mountain and Dino. And, it's Sherbet, Snowflake Mountain, Dino, and then... you do wrong warps in the Dino trophy in order to complete all of the trophy races, and then you have to get Dino Plane in order to complete the Dino trophy. And then once you have all the trophies completed, you can go straight to Future Funland from there, and you do a really silly skip where you talk to TT in the overworld, and he smacks you into Whizpig 2. So that's how any percent works, is that you use trophy storage to glitch your way through all the trophy races, and then you glitch into Whizpig 2. But we're not doing that. This is 100%.
Yeah, no need to glitch, because we have to do the races anyway, so...
Might as well.
Yeah, the gate's gonna be open, so... Oh, lots of lag there. Sometimes you get a lot of lag when you turn around. Sometimes you don't. It's kind of random.
Lag really is a wildcard element in this game.
Yeah, because if you would never get lag there, you could just so the way you do, I don't think we really touched that, but you can do a really sharp turn in this game and all the vehicles if you do R and B together. But it also loses a lot of speed to do that. So in plane, you can do really quick 180s there if you have no lag, but if you have lag, it eats up so much speed as you do an RB turn that you actually can't barrel roll after the turnaround because you need a minimum amount of speed to barrel roll. So it's like kind of a gamble every time you RB in a hot tub volcano there, because you never know if you're gonna get lag and lose your speed and then not be able to barrel roll, which is, you know, ultimately how you go the fastest is when you barrel roll. So.
And so we've completed Dino Trophy for real, and now we're gonna do another Dino Trophy so that we can head into Dragon Forest.
Yep. So like I said, the Dino Trophy could have been done before any of the other trophy storage with it, except the Picture Content one. That one will always be at the end, and we can't wait for Dino Domain to be there, but yeah, so at some point in the run, you have to do 2 of these in a row. And just happens to be for this one.
It in like the basic route for any percent kind of goes the same, like that you would follow. Where it's like the trophies you do dragon and then or dino and then dragon.
Oh my god.
Oh. Unfortunate. That can happen sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you get weird. Like I said, every time you go over a bump, you never quite know what's can happen. It's
This game. Yeah, absolutely. There's so many different interactions you can have because of the physics.
Like that.
What just?
Yeah, I slightly got too close to the wall on a bump, and then it just kind of tilted me in the ground, and yeah.
Worth noting that in the DS version, the fastest character that you use in the any percent versions is Taj and/or Wizpig, not actually TT. So I think it's just like a funny thing to note.
Yeah, those 2 are not available in the 64 version.
Only in DS.
Yep.
For all you DS fans out there, all one of you.
Shout out to Leah.
I mean 2. I mean I'm one too. But yeah, DS is definitely the less popular version of the 2. But I as a dedicated DS runner am here to say that I love the Diddy Kong Racing for Nintendo DS. But it does not look like this, I will admit. This is some really slick movement in Jungle Falls here from Obio. Just, like, I feel like this level is one of the easiest to point to for how cool the speedrun movement is for this game.
Yeah, unfortunately, like, the DS version doesn't quite have as deep as a speed tech than this. Like,
there's still there's still stuff like letting go of the accelerator for faster boost on zips, and Car has these like interesting power slides that you can use. Let's see what our RNG is.
Boring.
Dino Car or Dragon Car rather.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
We didn't get the cool warps, but hey, it is what it is. So now to complete the trophy, we do the fastest race in this world, which is Haunted Woods here.
Yeah, this is one of the races that can be completed in under a minute. It's very short. Also, one of my favorite songs in the game. I love this song.
Oh yeah, this song is a bop.
There's so much good music in this game. This is the kind of soundtrack that leaves you humming it for hours after playing the game, even if you played the game 100 times.
Probably one of my favorite track in the game. It is very speedy, very hard, but when you train everything, it is very cool. Except when you bonk like that. Barely got the corner there, but very good time.
And that's our Dragon Trophy.
Yep. So now we have 4 out of 5. We still have the later world one to do. But for now, this is all. So we need to just clear all of Dragon Forest now. So that's what I'm going to do. And we're going to start with Windmill Plains, which actually has, I guess, what you could say the hardest out of bounds to do in this run.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's see if I can get it. So you need
Yep, so this out of bounds relies on being able to do like a really difficult barrel roll out of a boost, and then you have to use another boost. Okay, nice job. And it's not over because as you can see, like the way the level is loading, Obio is on some really, really thin lines here. He's really close to either voiding out and going back to the start of the race, or from clipping back in bounds. So this is the most difficult strat in the game.
Yeah, something we haven't really touched on because it's not really relevant until now. There's actually like a bottom floor, which if you hit, it warps you to the start-finish line, but it does not give you lap credit. So you lose all your progress on whatever lap you're on if you go too low. And on this track, it's actually the floor is actually quite high, so you have to be careful not to go too low.
And so the clip out is really hard. Staying in bounds is really. Oh, nice job.
That's a really hard cut and skip to do.
Because he has no idea where. Oh, wow, that's so good, man. Yeah, he had no idea where the. I mean, he had some idea, obviously, but he couldn't see the start line.
Yeah, once you're doing that a lot, you kind of have a feel of when to do it, but it's still very easy to miss.
All right, another really cool track here. This is a really, really difficult track in car again. Lots of really tight turns and movement, and it's really easy to smack into a wall. And just for note out there, we're not going to be falling down the well and taking the bottom route. That is slower.
It is not a shortcut.
It is not a shortcut. It's the opposite of a shortcut. A long cut. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I mean, maybe, I don't know if casually, maybe it's slightly faster, but even then, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it.
And you're going to notice that one thing we want to do about boosts is we always want to try to use boost to help us go up slopes whenever possible, because we do lose speed going up slopes. So by using the boost there, we can kind of cheese it a little bit and go really fast up them.
Yeah.
Another cutscene skip in the bag.
Yeah. It's actually, you're going to see me always pretty much drift uphill, because drifting uphill is faster than just driving uphill. And a lot of the time you can launch yourself up the little hill, and while drifting you usually get better angles, so.
Now this, personally, is one of my favorite tracks in the game. There's some really cool movement here, like that boost up the ramp there.
Yeah, it's very hard. You have to avoid the logs. The logs are absolutely deadly. You do not want to interact with them.
No, they can do all kinds of things to your speed, and generally they'll hit you in every which way but the way you want to go. And this level is really difficult because of this key being right here, but Obio grabs it effortlessly, making it look like no issue at all.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to not have enough speed, mess up. You miss the balloon or the bell, and then you miss the key, and then you fall down, and then you don't have the key. You have to go back up. It's really easy to do that. Especially because that key notoriously has really bad hitbox for whatever reason. It's sometimes you'll just straight up boost through the key, and then you'll think you have it and then fall down, and then you realize, oh, I actually did not get the key, and then you have to go back up again.
This level is a really cool gimmick where the music changes depending on where you are. And also that makes it very laggy, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is one of the laggier tracks for sure. This is also the last track we do in Hover in the run. So the next time we do silver points on it will be the last time we see Hover.
Yeah, goodbye Hover. Once we do the point track at least. Here we are back in Haunted Woods, even though we've done this track, because technically we haven't finished it for the purposes of unlocking the boss. So we're here again, but it's not going to take very long. This is, again, one of the shortest tracks in the game.
Yeah, there's some weird priority, right? So, winning the race in a trophy state mode will give you the trophy over the balloon. But if you do that in a minigame, it will give you the minigame reward before the trophy race reward. So there's some kind of priority in the game, depending on what you're doing and which reward it gives you. So technically, while we did beat it, it counted for no.
Oh, that's our first
cutscene skip. We went over an hour without missing one. It's actually quite insane.
Yeah. No, and you know what? I'm sure we'll get more too. That's the thing.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy though. But yeah,
I mean, yeah, you've done awesome so far. So This is our good old friend Smokey the Dragon here, and done right, we're really not gonna race him at all.
It's the best boss, by the way.
Egg salad.
Egg salad boss.
Yeah, that's because in the community we have a little joke about the way he's excellent. He's like egg salad. So we have an emote called egg salad. I can't even say it. Egg salad, which is just his face. All right, Obio's going for Smokey out of bounds here. This is a really difficult. Okay.
All
right, no worries.
So I
No
got
worries.
a lot of lag, which makes it way more difficult. Unfortunately, and I was kind of waiting to boost for the lag to go away, but it just kept being there. But there we go.
Okay, easy second try.
Yep, and if you notice, I purposely flew underneath like a little part of the mountain, and I actually hit the ceiling, which gave me a bunch of speed.
Yeah, that's a really weird out of bounds. That was found by our good friend Sweener, who is a longtime Diddy Kong Racing fan and speedrunner, and all-around excellent gamer. Love that guy.
Yeah, and fun fact, it was fun on April 1st, so everybody thought it was a joke.
I mean, this trick is a joke sometimes.
Yeah, I guess it's right. But at first we're like, yo, you're joking, right? Like, it's April 1st, haha, you found an out of bounds. No, he actually found an out of bounds, and it's really good. So yeah, shout out to Queen.
Egg salad.
Egg salad.
You want a piece of the omelet. Oh man, I love the voice acting in this game, man. It is so good.
Alright, so now we have our last minigame. Just very straightforward. So the threat here is light icicle. We're gonna back at the start and drop down. And the goal is to get these bananas into our treasure chests. But we can't actually carry more than 2 at once. So we have to do a bunch of like back and forth with getting more bananas. And the optimal way is just to go back and forth with the same 4 bananas.
Yep.
And if you go fast, you have to wait a little bit here for them to respawn, because there is a respawn timer on those.
You do have to worry about the computers, because sometimes they love to shoot you with missiles.
Yeah, usually it's fine though. If you go really fast on the first 2 cycle, usually you're fine after. I say usually because I did get shot the other day after the first 2 cycles, but that's really rare. And there's actually like a really cool way to do this minigame, which I won't spoil now, so don't say it, Brandino, but will be in the Glitch showcase afterwards. but it's very RT Young friendly, so that's why I'm not doing it now.
And that's our TT amulet complete. That's remember that for later. That's gonna help us fight Wizpig. All right, so like the other tracks before it, we've completed the boss the first time. We've completed the TT amulet, so all that's left is some coin races on our boss rematch. So we're gonna start here in Windmill Plains. This is a level again like in Hot Top Volcano before it. The strats you can do are quite varied because you can choose to go out of bounds before grabbing all of the coins and then going back inbounds to grab some of the coins later. So there's a lot of variation in how you can choose to approach the level. Yeah.
It's okay.
Hardest out of bounds right here.
So the cool thing is, while going out of bounds on lap 2 is slower, if you miss it, it's not, it's better to go for it on lap 1 and miss, and then get your coins on the rest of the coins and then try on lap 2, than just going for lap 2 strat and then missing it, because then, doing it on lap 3 is not actually worth it. It's slower, so you get 2 chances at it instead of 1 if you try lap 1. So. Oh, okay. Well, the game didn't want me to get out of bounds. Yep, patch. Rareware did not like the out of bounds. Patch the game. But it's fine.
that actually one of the differences between JP and US 2 is an out of bounds that you're going to see later. So in fact, they did not like some of the out of bounds. They did patch one of them in the US release.
I'm pretty sure the Japanese was not the first version, so they somehow broke something. But I'm pretty sure it was added, like the US version was like the first one or something like that. It's like something weird.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, they like broke something. Alright, got out of the cutscene skip. So yeah, now Greenwood. Greenwood is actually like probably my least favorite. Not because it's hard, but there's like one extremely annoying point you're gonna see.
Is it the one in the alternate log path?
Yes.
Yep, that's what I thought. Yeah, that one is so annoying.
I'll get on that too, but there's one point you specifically have to go way out of your way. Well, not that out of the way, but you kind of have to like heavily slow down to get it, and that kind of breaks the flow of the track.
Yeah, anytime you really have to slow down, it's not really fun. That's why I don't like grabbing the key in Crescent Island. You have to slow down so much because you jumped into the water.
Yep. Oh my god.
Did you hit the oil slick?
No, I somehow missed it, but I thought I did. That was weird. But yeah, now that there's the coin here that you kind of have to slow down because there's big bump in front of it, and you missed the zipper by doing that, and yeah. Oh,
yeah, it really
drove into that.
Okay, you definitely hit it there.
Yep.
Man, TT's so good at this game.
So fun to play. Oh, yeah. See, now the cutscene skips are starting to be missed. We had a good run, though.
I mean, two in like in an hour and like 20 minutes or so. That's quite good.
Yeah, like usually I get maybe somewhere in between 32 to 35 out of 40. I think my PB gets 37 out of 40. And so far I only missed 2, so that's pretty good.
Alright, here we are in Boulder Canyon coins. Some of them are a little out of the way, which can be annoying. But I suppose it's not as out of the way as the key. Yeah, this track is really cool when you don't have to collect things in it.
Yeah, going out of your way to collect everything sometimes is... Oh, I forgot the balloon. That's fine. So yeah, you have to like miss this blue balloon here to go collect the coins. So normally I get the one by the finish line, but apparently I like to dodge blue balloons right now. I dodge all of them. It's kind of hard sometimes. Like it seems easy, but like controlling exactly where you're going while snaking is actually incredibly difficult.
Yeah, no, it is, and you have to be really good at kind of like, I don't even know, it's like swinging the car all the way in the direction that you want to go, like with full confidence. It's difficult.
So you have to be able to know, like, okay, I'm gonna snake, one time to the right and the left, and I have to like go slightly more right to left, like align with this thing, and it's just like you have to constantly adjust how much you're turning, like every single way. I get restart by mistake. By the way, if you hit restart instead of return to lobby, which is the second option instead of the third one, you still get the balloon from the track. It's just that you have to like re-enter the track and go back in the menu and then actually leave. So you don't save as much time on the cutscene skip because you have to do one extra menu, but it still works.
And here we are in Haunted Wood Coins. This is our last coin track of the area. After this, we're going to get to rematch Smokey. And luckily with this track, most of the coins are kind of in our direct path. I think there's a little, like, yeah, this one on the right is kind of out of the way, but other than that, it really doesn't interrupt the flow of the level too much at all.
Yeah, this is an incredible track when everything goes well. It is very fast, very fun.
Yeah, really, really cool track.
There we go.
Nice.
Mid-air cutscene skip.
And now we've got a drag in the face. Egg Salad Part 2.
Yeah, more egg salad. Hopefully this time the lag is nice and I can just get out of bounds first try. And the reason why lag actually matters here is the more lag you have, the less speed you get from the boost. And the speed does actually matter quite a bit on that clip, so it's not all that matters, but it is the component that matters, and I'm pretty sure that's why I missed it last time, so.
All right, let's go.
I got a lot of lag again. The game is not nice to me right now. So when that happens, you have to like, I was waiting to lag out, but at some point you also need to do you need to go for the tricks. So.
Easy.
Yep. So
first try.
It's actually a lot like incredibly easier with 2 or 3 level 2 or level 3 blue boosts. Because it gives you so much more speed instantly that it's never really a problem to clip. It's really like with 1 balloon and lag, sometimes it just doesn't want to work.
Yeah, but luckily we were able to get it second try, and you can even see Smokey on the map there, just flying around without us. He just follows a preset path. Worth noting that like both Smokey and the other bosses and the other racers in this game don't rubber band. They follow a relatively simple path, and they'll pretty much do the same thing every time.
Yep. So it's not like Mario Kart where you can do a bunch of skip and then the racer in second will have like a better time than the non-shortcut record.
Yeah, it is very different in that regard. You never have to really worry about the CPUs being a nuisance, except for the times they drop oil slicks all over the map.
Alright, so now that we have all the Wispig amulet pieces, which is by beating, the second boss's race, we unlock Wispig. You can actually, like Brandino said earlier, you can actually access him by glitching early, but in this run we don't really need to. Like, it's pretty much the same speed to do it or not to do it, so why make it harder? Alright, so this race is actually incredibly technical. There's a lot of stuff going on. You can easily lose a lot of time by falling in certain water pits. And it's also very bumpy, so you can get thrown into very weird positions by the physics. So hopefully it goes well. It's also incredibly laggy.
Jumping in water in car is a death sentence. You lose like all your speed.
Oh my god, I somehow did not get the speed there. Sorry. Okay.
And Wispig's just gonna chill right next to us for a second.
Yep.
Worth noting that, as I mentioned earlier, you get to play as Wispig in the DS version. You don't get to play as him in this version. In DS, the fastest character for adventure mode is either Wispig or Taj because they have identical stats. So, just another funny shout out.
Yeah, and something. Just something I want to point out real quick. We haven't not really talked about it, but you can actually affect the pitch of the carts. So if I hold down on the controller, I can actually go like further in the air. And if I push up, I push the cart to the ground. And it's actually really useful in this track specifically, but in other tracks too, because you can assure basically that you'll cross the little water section without touching the water, which would like heavily reduce your speed. But by holding back on the stick, I can like make sure I go above it, like right here, for instance. Yeah, you can go on. Sorry. Alright, nice.
And we have to reset a little bit later on Wispig than we do other bosses, so Obayo's waiting until the Wispig cutscene shows and then resetting, because then we've definitely saved the race. If you reset a little bit before that, then it actually doesn't save.
Yeah, so the reason we're resetting is Rare loves their fake credit. And there's actually like a whole credit sequence after you big Wispig one, and it tells you, and there's like a question mark, like, is it really over or whatever? I don't remember exactly how it's phrased in the game, but basically it's not actually over, so no need to watch the credits yet. And yeah, now let's make our way for the best cutscene.
Yep. For those who are uninformed, we honk at the sign and now we go to space.
You don't actually have to honk, you just crash into it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess I just always assume you honk.
Yeah, it's the end question mark, thank you, chat. But yeah, turns out this lighthouse all around was a big rocket.
As, you know.
As all lighthouse.
You know, they all are. Bioshock taught me this. But, yeah, now we're in space.
And, I mean, this is my favorite world. I love the tracks in this world. Hopefully I can do them well. This one is, you know, we saw Ever Frost Peak earlier, which I said was like pretty much the hardest track in the game, but this is also the other contender for hardest track in the game. They're very technical.
Oh yeah, this is such an awesome plane track, quite honestly. This is one of my favorite tracks in the game. Just an absolute circus in plane. Yeah, awesome movement. Really cool movement where you get to you store 2 balloons and then double boost through the tunnel so that you end up like past the spaceship shooting lasers and so you don't get hit. Yeah, oh my gosh, such a this is beautiful.
Yeah, that was actually really, really good. And then we're gonna do a special cutscene skip here, if I can get it. Yes. So instead of going back to the lobby, we restart the race, and we actually get thrown into the silver coin race. And the reason that happens specifically in Future Funland is because there's no in-between tracks. There's no in-between boss between the regular races and coin races. So the only barrier is the amount of balloon, but if we restart the race, then it doesn't matter the amount of balloon because we're already in the race. So it just throws us off in the coin race.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do that for all the future Funland tracks.
Yeah, and it saves. So I don't think. Oh my god. Thank you, Space Meatball. But I don't think we've really talked about it, but regular cutscene skips saves around 6 seconds each. And these cutscene skips into silver coins saves about double of that, so they're very important. So if you're gonna like get any cutscene skip in the run, those are the one you wanna hit. So don't worry, I did not forget a coin. I always get this coin at the very end.
Yep, there's one right here in the center he's gonna grab.
Very nice.
Nice, that Space Dust Alley completely done. We're not going back there now.
Yeah, and it was actually like some of the best driving in that track. It was really well done.
Oh yeah, beautiful stuff. And now we've got a really difficult car track here. We've got Dark Moon Caverns. There are so many things that we can smack into in this level, and hitting all the boosts is really hard.
This is kind of my specialty track, but it's also very hard, so I sometimes do mistakes like that.
Yep. No. Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, let's see if I can get this here. Damn. So there's a trick on the loops that I'm gonna try every lap. It's not really worth it to do in an actual attempt, but you know, for a showcase.
But it's super cool.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like we gotta show this off.
But it's very precise, so I can't guarantee that I'll get it.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets it before we can explain it here, because it'll be a fun surprise if he gets it. But this is such a cool track.
Oh. This is why you don't go for it in RTA attempts usually, because if that happens, you lose a whole bunch of time. But one more.
really cool strat. Yeah, there's a certain out of bounds he's going for, basically. That if he slams into it just right, he'll be able to go straight to the end of the level while skipping the loop with a bunch of speed. Alright.
Okay, that's fine. I'll try on point again. Wow, it very blocked.
Conquer smacked into you.
Yep.
Wow. Oh, nice. Nice. Alright. Well, coins time.
This is actually probably one of the easier point race, because you don't really have to go out of your way much.
Yeah, they're pretty, like, much right in the way of the speedrun.
So close. It's like I said, it's like it's not pixel perfect, but like it feels like not far from that sometimes. Getting stuck in the crater.
The classic.
The classic. Yeah, I need to remember the point. Okay, oof. I got a really weird like bounce to the left there. Okay. Okay, gotta get the coin. Oh, somehow did not grab it. Okay.
Coin hitboxes.
Yeah, coin hitboxes.
Notoriously awesome.
Yes!
Oh! Oh my god! I didn't think you were gonna get it! Oh
No,
my
I
god!
missed. Yeah, I got it, but that's pretty cool. You just get to fly to through the air, out of the loop. I'm really happy I got it.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's Dark Moon Caverns out of bounds. That was found. What was that found? That was a recent find.
No, that's very old.
Is it? Really?
Yeah, there's a... God,
I just remember people like picking up on it a few years ago.
I want to say 2015, 2016, when it was accidentally found by Giz. Shoutouts to Gizem Luke.
Yeah, one of the biggest runners of this game, one of the longest time runners. Shout out to Giz.
Yep, and after that, Fast found the setup that I did. Not long after. But it's just the problem is it's so, like, it's so precise. And if you go for it, it only saves about a second. But if you miss, it saves at least, it loses like 2-3 seconds. And you're gonna lose it, and you're gonna like miss it more than you get it. So nobody really like does RTA with it, because if you're trying to get a really good time, then you're very likely to lose time going for it. And it's better to just focus on your driving. So that's why like nobody really does it except showcases and stuff.
You'll notice we're back at the Dino tracks here. Gonna do the classic Dino trophy storage and complete the FFL trophy.
Yeah, so this is actually like probably the most important one, even if we like have to leave the lobby to come here, just because of like how long the that was also a nice lower pad there, but that was also so the races in Future Fun are like very long in general, so being able to do like significantly shorter tracks and down the main and then going back there saves a lot of time.
Jungle Falls.
Alright. C-Fran got the good Jungle Falls, the last one. Last time you'll see down the main, so if you're like, wow, I'm tired of seeing down the main, well, You have about 20 seconds left. Actually, well, we have popped up after, but
if you're a massive Thunder Domain fan, I sincerely apologize. This is the last time we're gonna see it.
yep.
Such an awesome level full of boost chains, though.
Yeah, it's awesome when everything goes well.
Top volcano.
Alright, so let's do our last rung warp here. Maybe we get something spicy.
Alright, what do we got?
Damn.
Dragon
we got the default boring warp every time. Well, unfortunate.
The classic. Yeah, I mean, that happens. Worth noting that, like, in any percent runs, if you get Dragon Car and you need Dragon Plane in order to get the last trophy, you have to just keep going back into the trophy, clipping out, and you hitting the wrong warp and hoping that you get Dragon Plane.
Well, you go back in the Hot Tub Volcano directly, not the trophy, but yes.
Well, yeah, sorry. You go back in Hot Tub Volcano directly. You clip out and you try to get Dragon Plane. Dragon Plane is such a low chance, though, so it's unfortunate.
Yeah, so here is the other reason why we play on the Japanese version, so pay attention to this clip incoming. There we go. The dev just forgot to put a texture on top of the box, so you just get to go out of bounds.
I was gonna say, is it even a clip when you're just jumping through a giant hole?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it kind of is, but I mean, at the very least, it's an out of bounds, but but yeah.
Yeah, but this is Spaceport Alpha out of bounds. This is a really cool out of bounds. It's possible only in a Japanese version, just because there's no lid to the ceiling.
Yeah, and all the other versions do actually have a top there, so you cannot just fly out of bounds. And then you just go around and hit all the checkpoints.
And that's our trophy.
Now the fun part is we get to do it 2 more times. Also, I love the music in this level personally.
Oh yeah, really cool track. Another thing worth noting, ouchies, is that on the N64 version of this game, the music causes lag in a lot of places. And this game is one of the few N64 games that allows you to directly turn down the music without turning down the sound effects. So some high-level runs, especially in time trials, turn down the music all the way in order to save time on lag across the board. And it's unfortunate because this game has such an awesome soundtrack.
Yeah, I personally don't do it in... Well, I try to do it the least amount as possible. I don't do it in 100%. I have to listen to the soundtrack. I just have to. Okay, there we go.
Nice. Oh wow, you've gotten that's 3 for 3 on
the silver points one. Yep.
Yep.
So now, very similar to the other silver coin plane track with out of bounds that we've done, we're gonna collect what we can. Oh, I missed that actually. Oh, doesn't matter. Collect what we can before going out of bounds, and then we go out of bounds and collect the rest on lap 3. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be way faster just to skip a lap or 2.
No, unfortunately, the one in the vent I missed, so I'm gonna have to go back and bounce earlier than I want, but that's fine. Still worth it.
Oh, funny thing, that texture on the ground that says 64, in the DS version they changed it to say DS.
Really? Oh, no.
Yeah, a couple
Barely.
things like that. Also, in the DS version, they no longer shoot at you in the trench.
Oh yeah, fun fact, that room with all the lasers actually has like extra ground lasers on the US version. For whatever reason.
Yeah, just because they thought there wasn't enough things trying to kill you there.
Yeah, so like if you play the track in car and hover, you get like extra lasers that shoots you.
So this is our final track of the game.
Well, outside of the last boss, but yeah.
Yeah, this is our final like racing track of the game that isn't like a boss.
One of my absolute favorite. I love this track.
Yeah, this is a really cool track. Really, really technical. Lots of difficult turns, especially through the city section here. Coming out just right so that you can get the nice double boost strat always looks awesome. And this bridge boost all the way up to the giant Epcot golf ball here is actually quite difficult. Keeping a lot of speed on that bridge and not flying off can be difficult.
Oh, Conquer, come on.
He gave you a bad fur day.
Yeah, very bad for day. Oh, I missed the balloon. That's fine though. No. Yeah, that's fine. I had to miss one.
I mean, now we have to go in and back out.
Yeah. So not only do we have to watch the cutscene, but like we have to load all the way back in again. That's why like these uses even more time than the regular ones.
But it's nice because we already did all the other ones, so like you're not locked out of Star City without enough balloons.
Yeah, sometimes you'll miss like Dark Moon and then Star City, and then you have to do like some weird routing with the doors to like get all the balloons.
Hundo in this game does not have very consistent routing, both because the wrong warp RNG can kind of affect where you go next, and because you have weird stuff with the cutscene skips, especially with here. So yeah, it makes splits kind of annoying sometimes too, because you don't get really consistent splits sometimes.
Yeah, I think my PB splits skips like 15 splits or something because my RNG was like widely different than what my splits are set up for. So you just kind of have to roll with it sometimes because it's very not linear. There you go, Conquer. Payback.
And you hit Crunch.
Yeah, but Crunch is okay, it's my boy.
The only other character that sees the most use besides TT would be Drumstick, and that's mostly in some plain ILs, because Drumstick actually has faster barrel rolls than TT in a straight line, so in levels without a lot of turns, Drumstick is faster.
Yep.
Just a fun fact there.
And now we are entering the final boss, so time is like gonna be at the end of this race. But in true DKR fashion, this is a plane track, and plane is best known for other bands, so we might do one here, maybe.
Yeah, I think there's a part of this race where there's no floor, but I'm not sure.
Well, I guess there's kind of a floor, but not very solid.
No, not at all. It's like a floor at best, I suppose.
Oh wow, I just missed it. No. Okay.
Oh no.
Thankfully, there's
That's
a backup.
fine.
There's a backup. This is the old spot that people used to do it in here. Wait, I missed you. Oh no. Okay, well, this is bad.
That's okay. One thing that's it's a little unfortunate to miss.
Yeah.
This is a long and annoying race, and there's a lot of things shooting at you, and there's a lot of lag.
There we go.
Yeah, first try. Let's go. And now we're just gonna flip straight out of bounds. You see that we're second right now, but that's gonna change very quickly. Because there's Whizpig, and I'll see ya.
See ya. Also, you have to be careful here too. The floor is not that far below, so you don't want to like go too far down and get set back to the start.
But you have to be careful because, especially in this area with the Whizpig head, the walls are much closer than they appear.
Yeah, you can't really see them properly, so you have to be very careful. Alright, so time is soon. And time.
GG. Diddy Kong Racing 100%. We
Done.
got all of our trophies, the TT amulet, the bosses beat, and Whizpig done with.
Done in, I don't know how long. I assume like 146, 147. I don't know. I don't have the time, but good enough. Hope you guys enjoyed
That was-
the run.
Yeah, this is an awesome speed game with a really dedicated community, and it's fun to see Bio run because he's absolutely one of the best, both at this category and at the game in general. So happy to be.
And after this, I believe there's gonna be a short break, and we're gonna have a glitch showcase after this. So I'm gonna showcase a bunch of miscellaneous stuff you don't get to see in the speedrun. So
Stick around, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you both so much. This looks like a super fun game, and looks like the run was just super enjoyable.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you had a good time because I did too.
But yeah,
Very
like
fun.
you. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. It's good.
Like you said, we do have a glitch showcase coming up. We're going to take a quick break. Just before we do, just a quick reminder, if you have missed out on any of our other shows or events, you can be sure to check out the VODs on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. They all get uploaded there. Also, your subs, Prime Gaming subs, and gift subs, Bitch Cheered, all help out support the GDQ Twitch channel. They help support out the GDQ Hotfix. So if you like watching any of these shows, Passion Project, Going Places Before That, any of our specials, anything like that, please do consider subscribing or anything like that. It really does help the channel. With that said, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Passion Project. We have just seen a Diddy Kong Racing run, and now we've got a glitch exhibition coming up. I'll hand it right back over to y'all.
Alright, so I'm just gonna go through some of the glitches that you really never see in speedruns, whether it's like 100%, any percent, World Trophy races. So some of those are like gonna be useful in things like ILs or time trials, and some others are just gonna be funny and goofy. So let's get started with. Oh, by the way, I'm using a mod which allows me to just go around and show you guys more stuff. So let's go around and do to treasure cave in planes. So we've showcased a lot of out of bounds already, but there's a lot more that we can do in this game. So for instance, here, if you use the zipper, you can go underneath this wall here, and you just kind of get to fly around. And if you fly a specific pattern, you actually get to complete laps as well. This one is a little more complex than your regular ones.
Really quick lap though that you can do with this.
Yeah, there's like a 2-second lap setup, but it's very difficult, and I probably won't get it. Actually, for some reason I can't get the third lap to work here, the lap, but I think I messed up the checkpoint. There we go. I think I messed up the checkpoint a little bit, so it didn't want to work. But that's another bounce that you can do. Either if you go grab a blue balloon, or if you use the zipper there, you can do that out of bounds. Another cool one is going to be in Thrust Village. But before I do it, I kind of want to show something real quick. So there's actually like some really cool stuff with this mod I can do. For instance, I can show the collision. So you see here we have the ceiling collision, and we have like this invisible wall. So this brown one is the invisible wall that prevents you from going further down, down the village there. But if you pay really close attention, there's actually like a tiny little gap here. Right at the top right of this brown, there's like a gap here. And normally you wouldn't be able to get there because, it is a vertical gap, and the plane obviously is horizontal with the wings. But there's actually a way to get in that gap, so I'll just grab a balloon for help here. So I have to climb my barrel. Oh, missed. So the idea is to time your barrels in a way so that you end up sideways in the little gap. Which is actually kind of difficult, but hopefully I get it within a few tries here. There we go. So we got in the gap, and now we are behind the village. And as you can see, there's no back texture to these houses. There's only the front texture, and there's actually nothing in it. There's even like a gap to go out of bounds there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Another thing
the moon is very close.
Yeah, the moon is very big and close here. Another thing I want to showcase is normally there's like this fog effect on the track. So if I drive normally here, at some point we'll get like a bunch of fog. So yeah, here. So you see there's like this fog, which you get in this big tree section, right? But the fog object is actually like only goes so far, and you can actually skip it. So if you go over here and you go around and come back here, you get to see this section without fog. And as you can see, it loads in like little chunks in front of me. It's like not all loaded at once. So you get to actually see it load, which normally you can't because of the fog, but this way you can actually...
It looks so weird
without
it.
It looks incredibly weird, but you do get to see like the chunk load. And it's funny to think that this is actually one of the laggiest area of the entire game. And it still tries to like lower lags with like chunk loading. And it doesn't work very well. It's still incredibly laggy. Also, one of the things to note is if you look at the top of those, there's actually nothing. There's no like leaves or anything. It's just a big trunk. There's nothing. So are those really trees? I'm not sure. They might just be pillar at this point, but
Yeah, giant wooden pillars.
it ruins the immersion that you think those are like giant trees. There's just nothing. But yeah, it's a looks pretty cool without the fog. So one thing that is really cool about this mod too is, as I explained earlier, not every track can be played in every vehicle except cover. So there's a lot of tracks where plane, for instance, is not used at all. You physically cannot use the plane in the regular card. But in this we can. So if I go to Greenwood Village, for instance, we spawn in plane here. And as you see, I still have the collision mod on. The walls only go so far up, so you can kind of just go over and go out of bounds. Then you get to see the track from below, you know, the well tunnel and everything. So that's kind of neat. It can be done on pretty much every track. Also, you can grab items from underneath and stay underneath, but it's kind of hard. I messed it up there, but like when you do self.
Yeah, it's really funny in these tracks where like they were not expecting you to have plane, how easy it is to go out of bounds like that.
Yeah, so if I spawn silver coins, I actually like the way. So we have a randomizer for this game, and sometimes this combo happens because every combo can happen on a random. Sometimes what we do is we go out of bounds and we grab these coins from underneath, so like that.
Oh my god, underground path, but it's like right there.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard. I'm messing up now, but you get the idea. So you get to like do stuff like that, which is pretty cool. When you take vehicles you're not supposed to take on tracks, then you're not supposed to take them on. So another really good example would be Walrus Cove. I'm actually gonna turn off the collision here, so I won't really need it anymore. There we go. Basically, you know, this tracks with loops were never meant to be played without with the plane, so you can just completely ignore the loop and then you can just go out of bounds. And I went too far there, but you just get.
Yeah, that's what happens if you go too far out of bounds. Then the game will warp you straight back to the start line.
Yeah, and then you just get to fly around, and then you can just like complete laps like this. And all of this is just visual, right? So there's absolutely no collision whatsoever on these walls. So, oops. Missed the checkpoint there. Sometimes it's a bit finicky, but you just get to complete laps like this. So yeah, if you take the plane in all these locations, especially when there's a loop, like you can just completely break the level, which is kind of nice. Alright, now for some more. This is not really a glitch, but this is something that most people probably don't know. So I'm gonna go to a haunted wooden car. I'm actually gonna switch up. You can also, like, your menu have some codes here. So I'm gonna go free for all for free level 3 balloons, and I'm gonna go opposite the track, which changes all the balloons to magnet balloon. And I'm gonna grab a magnet balloon here, and we'll have to wait for the CPU to go around one lap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna position myself in the pond here, the fountain, and I'm gonna wait for the CPU to do a lap around, and then we're gonna pull a CPU in the pool with us. This is doable because the level 3 magnet, basically this is what it does. It pulls someone towards you. So as someone comes here, we got Drumstick, and then Drumstick fell through the map. You know, they're not programmed to drive here, so they just kind of fall through the map. As you can see on the mini map, there's a red dot here, so he's not moving, right? So now I'm gonna try to get out and look away from him. And then, oh look, he's fine now. So yeah, the CPUs are basically big cheaters. When you're not looking at them in their direction, they just completely cheat. And they basically don't take into account anything. So as long as you have them on your screen, you're fine. Otherwise, they're big cheater.
Oh, that's classic. As long as you're not looking at them.
Yeah. Like for instance, another one. If you go in well-baked car, for instance, which is very curious, don't do that. You see, they like drive very, very slowly. Actually, where are they? They might have fell through the map. Actually, let me switch to Brett again. Hopefully, they won't fall through the map. Oh, they fell again.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, but look, like now you're looking away from them. Look at the minimap. They're all moving normally. So, yeah. They don't care they're in the water. They're just moving as if they're in hover right now. So it's basically completely ignores everything. So, yeah. Basically completely cheating. Alright, so now we're gonna show something that we can actually do in the base version of the game. Smoky Castle. So I kind of alluded to this earlier, but there's a cooler way to do this minigame. Also, I need to remove the cheat code here because I need my green balloons, and I also need to remove this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this. And I'm gonna position this green in a specific spot around here. Doesn't have to be that precise, but precise enough. Now I'm gonna grab 2 more bananas, hopefully. And I'm gonna purposely take damage. Did that work? No, I'm gonna start again. Didn't work. It's a very like specific setup here, but it's gonna be pretty cool once I get it. I think I was like a little too far forward with my my setup. Let's get 2 more bananas here. Okay, maybe I'm a little not far enough forward. I don't know why this is not working, but basically what I'm trying to do here is a dupe glitch. So you can dupe bananas, but it's very, very precise. So if you remember earlier, I said that this was not very RT viable, which is why I was not doing it in the run that I did. And you can kind of see why. Like this is not like super incredibly precise, but it kind of is precise enough that it's easy to miss. Oh, so that's the other thing why you don't want to do it sometime. One of the CPU ran into my mine and it disappeared because he hit the mine. So I couldn't do the glitch because the mine wasn't there anymore. Man, I am not getting this at all. I even practiced it earlier to make sure, but I'm gonna give it a few more tries. Yeah, I'm actually gonna do it. So there's a way to like set it up better, I guess. So if you drift into a slope like this with a wall, you can kind of get stuck to it. And it gives you like a really nice setup like this. So I'm gonna try to do that again. Man, I am not getting this. I would really like to get this. Oh. Wait, did I not lose my bananas by getting shot? What just happened there? Normally when you get chucked, you use your bananas, but somehow I did not. That was weird. Alright, let's see if I can get it this time. Oh, my CPU hit it again. Okay, well, unlucky. I wish I could turn off CPU so I could just like not worry about that. Yeah, I don't know. But you get the idea. So normally you would have like one banana get duped here. So instead of 2 bananas going into the chest, you have 3 bananas going into the chest. I don't know why specifically right now it's not working, but normally this is doable. But we already spent a lot of time on this, so. Alright, so I think I'm ready to switch to the other card because there's 2 other glitches I want to do which are really, really cool. But they require some setup and it requires specifically the US 1.1 version, so I'm going to switch real quick.
All right, sounds good.
So just multiple version of the US one. The 1.11 is actually quite a bit rarer than the 1.0. But this is the only version where this next one will work. So first part of it will be to enter a specific file. So I'm going to enter this one here. And for the setup to work, you need a file where download the main trophy is not unlocked, so you can't do it. So I need to enter a file that is set up like that. Go back to the menu. Now I need to enter 2-player mode. So this is my boy Crunch. And then we need to go wrong warp and up the volcano. So we go out of bounds, and then we hit the warp. And now we get thrown in the overworld. As we see, we are actually 2-player mode in the overworld, which, by the way, is not normally possible. It is possible to play adventure mode in 2-player, but it's only during the races and never in the overworld. So this is something that is already not normal. Also, Taj is completely dark for some reason. But now we're gonna make our way to download the main. And I'm gonna set up in a very specific way here. So I'm gonna TT around here. And then what I'm trying to do is I'm gonna try to exit the level with Crunch as I go into the stand and spawn the text box. So let's do this. And now we have this text box in the middle of our screen that is stuck there. And as you see, it even like mess up with the box of the menu that the pause menu. We only see the top half of it. But you can actually quit to the main menu. And the text box is still there, but without text. So it's just, we just kind of get this perma like more dark area of your game that is stuck like this. But now if we go into track mode, we get an L. The game gives us an L, apparently. So we get text here, but then, if we enter Ancient Lake, we get 3 O's and an L. And a bunch of them. But then, if we go back, we get LOL. get lol with 3 O's. So what I just showed you guys is an example of text storage. Something that only works on US 1.1, and I can actually show you other tracks. So
Fossil Canyon.
if you go in this one, for instance, you just have a bunch of weird GKR, Z things. It kind of goes wild all over the place. It's basically reading memory stuff that it's not supposed to. And I believe Whale Bay
Whale Bay.
also has some stuff. It has like numbers and dashes, like really weird stuff. And the funny thing is, by the way, you can play with this. Like you can completely play and beat tracks like this, no problem whatsoever. So you just get to play with a big text box in front of your screen. So yeah. And now, unfortunately, it doesn't work everywhere. For instance, if I go to Jungle Falls,
Jungle Falls.
the game just crashes and never comes back. The game just gives up. So yeah, so that was text storage. And then I have one more thing to show to you guys after this, which also requires a little bit of setup. All right, so this next one is gonna start very, very similar, actually. So I'm gonna enter now this file with 0 balloon. So that it knows that this is the file that I want when I do the wrong work. Go back to the menu, and we're gonna go back into the wrong warp with 2-player.
Top volcano.
So we're gonna get out of bounds again. Alright, so now we are in the overworld. The crunch is just falling under there. And we're gonna make our way to future farmland. And now notice how the lighthouse is not here, which means it usually means that you have a file which has completed a lot of the game to have the lighthouse not there. But if I go talk to TT, which actually, fun fact, it does have a menu telling you your collectible, you can see I actually have 0 balloons right now. But I'm in future farmland. How is that possible? It's possible because while the game takes some of the data, including balloons, from the file you last entered when you wrong warp, but for some reason there's other data such as your trophies and your keys and even your loading zone, like the rocket, that it always takes from file number 2. And if you notice, my file number 2 was a completed file, so that's why I had access to future farmland. So that's why you get to be with 0 balloon here.
Okay.
And also you get to see Dark TT here, Evil TT. With the...
Yeah, there's some interesting quirks with the 2-player because the game really doesn't it's not really prepared for that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be like this at all. Like, this is very outside of what the game lets you do normally. So now I'm just gonna go over this wall into the boss. And pay attention, there's a lot of stuff that's gonna happen here. So first of all, you get double cutscene. And Wispick has a very funky color. And also, if you pay attention, Crunch is in the background just chilling over there.
He's ready to go.
Yeah, he's ready to go over there. And also, oh yeah, this happens. You know, the game just goes for a walk. Yeah, it goes for like that for a little bit, and then it comes back to me. You know, we're just like big waiting on the racing line to start right now. There we go. And interesting enough, we get the 2-player HUD while we are in the boss, which is again not intended at all. Because bosses you normally can only do with 1 player, even in a 2-player adventure. There we go. Got to showcase the out of bounds like it should have been. Also, one thing to notice is in 2-player, you actually don't have a skybox, so this out of bounds looks completely different. It's basically just a shade of blue all over the place because there's no skybox. So,
so what do you mean? It's blue. Skybox.
Yeah, but we don't have the stars and everything. But yeah, this is basically all of it, and then I'm gonna complete the track and some more stuff will happen. Oh yeah, and the camera is stuck in the position there for player 2. And as you just noticed, as Wispik completed lap 1, it is now saying lap 2 on the second screen. And the color on the minimap for Wispik is orange, which is actually Crunch's color instead of Wispik's color on the minimap. So the game is all kinds of messed up right now. And then you actually get the 2-player HUD again as you finish. And then we also get the double cutscene here.
Wow, it's just as good double the times.
Yeah, and there's actually a cutscene here where, you know, Wispik is flying in the air with his rocket. But for some reason, we just keep staring at a wall instead. It just gets stuck here until the cutscene is finished. So yeah, great cutscene. And now we even get the flash in the cutscene. And now we have very normal credits, purely. Nothing weird here.
Looks normal to me.
Yeah, so we have Dark Tash, Evil Tash, and then a very purple pterodactyl. Yeah, we got double rainbows too, a double perspective. And then we have a weird-looking Triceratops family as well. Totally their normal color.
Everybody's real hot.
Yeah,
Like it's you know, they don't know what to do.
yeah, that's why they're all like that. And then we have also a very dark Bluey, the boss. Again, turned evil. And then Smokey comes in red hot. You know, like the fire dragon that he is. And now we have a very blue Diddy. Which we're gonna see again in a better way. So yeah, Diddy is completely blue now. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Excellent.
So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little glitch exhibition. There's more that I could have shown, but you know, there's a lot of like really hard out of bounds and stuff that I'm not sure I could have showcased in like this short time. But I think I've showcased most of what I wanted to show here, the little goofy things and you know, lesser known things about this game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming, y'all.
and thank you both for being on and showcasing the game, talking a lot about it. I know I had a lot of fun this evening. I'm sure chat did as well. Yeah, do you have any shout-outs, anything you want to give? Anything like that?
Oh, sure. I mean, first of all, thanks to Brendino for commentating this with me. I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm happy to be here. Shout out to the DKR community, a really tight-knit community of a lot of really nice people, and I'm very happy to have known them all for as long as I have and continue to know them. And glad that everybody still supports me, even though I play DS, which is the less popular version by for sure. And thanks to Abio for having me. I'm so glad I could be here. Honestly, like it's really cool to be a part of this and to be a voice for the game. So thank you so much.
Well, thanks to you, and I guess shout outs to the broader DKR community. It is really awesome. I would say if you're any interested into this game, you should just go either to dkr64.com or speedrun.com/dkr. Join the community. We always look for a new runner, and yeah, that's pretty much it for me at least. Do you have any other shout out, Brendan?
Shout out to Leah, the goat of DS and 64.
Oh yeah, shout outs to DKR Petty for being the one who basically taught me the game like 11 years ago. Randomly went in my chat and helped me learn this game, and that's why I'm here today. So shout outs to Petty and Gizemalook for being my best friend that I made through this community.
Trident Tail for being one of the best 100% runners.
And Sweener for being a Chad.
Yeah, so many awesome people.
Yeah, so many.
Well, again, thank you both so much. That's all we've got for you tonight. Do just have a quick reminder for y'all. SGDQ is coming up. It's at the end of the month. We've got prize submissions open until June 16th, so if you're crafty and would like to submit a prize to the event, you can go to gamesdonequick.com for more information. Also, if you missed out on Going Places, a Passion Project, any of it today, you can stick around. We're going to do a replay of both shows coming up right after our break here, and we're going to be live tomorrow at 1